Hey guys, I thought I'd throw in there that the progress on the 3D printer is going pretty good. It's printing pretty fast. These are some different settings I decided to change in the print settings on the Cura program, the slicing program, and so it's moving fast. It's really printing quick. We'll see how the quality turns out when it's done. But I hope you like the video, and we'll talk to you later. The video is going to be on making or 3D printing a gear, which I've already done. And this gear is to replace the 80-tooth sacrificial gear on my metal lathe. The original gear ended up getting stripped out because of my own negligence. I didn't lubricate the machine properly, and it seized up on the lead screw and caused the gear to get stripped out. So I lost multiple teeth on the original gear. So I didn't spend a whole lot of time looking for a replacement gear until recently, but I decided I better get my lathe back up and running and working well. I happened upon a 3D printable STL file of an 80-tooth gear that looked like it would work on my lathe, and so I decided I'm going to print that out. And I printed it out on my small 3D printer, and it printed out fine, except for some minor flaws. I don't have the best 3D printer. It's the cheapest one you can get. So it's my first endeavor into 3D printing. I'm getting to the point where I want a better one already. But for now, this one's working. Right now, you hear that clicking in the background. That is the 3D printer printing parts for a phone holder for my wife. It's like a support holder for, like, if you're going to do photography, and that's something she's interested in right now. And so I'm printing parts out for that. That's that clicking noise you hear in the background, because this damn little printer I have clicks so bad. It just clicks. And so I found out recently that the clicking is actually in the stepper motors themselves, and I'm working on fixing it. I actually ordered replacement stepper motors, a new version supposedly available from EZ3, which is the manufacturer of the printer. And so when I get the new motors, I'm hoping that clicking noise goes away. But anyways, this is going to be a new YouTube channel. And I am going to give it a shot and see where I can make it go. So the next segment of this video will be looking at the lathe, and I'll show you the gear. And the gear is going to need a little cleanup work, so I might try to show you some clips of that and see if we can get it back together with that 3D printed gear. The title of the video is going to be making this 3D printed gear work in my lathe. I think it's going to work. So when I get myself to go out there to the shop and look at it, we'll look at it together and see if we can make it work. But that's it for now on this segment of the video, and I will be back. Which I'm getting close to having ready to go. I have my furnace built. I still have to build boxes and mix my sand. I have aluminum in the form of aluminum pistons. And that's my plan right now. I got this one, and then I printed a smaller one. The smaller one is just a version of the 6-inch wheel. Or the smaller one is the original, and then I enlarged it on Cura, or no, I enlarged it on Tinkercad to be a 6-inch wheel. I'm really enjoying the 3D printing stuff. It's a lot of fun. I'm going to be more towards printing functional items rather than anything else. I mean, I did try printing a skull, you know, and it didn't come out very good. That was like one of my early prints. I also printed out a finger for my son. He said he wanted a finger, so I printed him out a finger. And then my granddaughter broke my first effort of making a finger, and so that one. So here's the lathe, and yes, it's in disrepair. It's dirty, and it's my own fault. I don't take care of my things very well, I guess. But it's going to be getting worked on, and we're going to get it back up to snuff. It didn't work out very well. I have a project involving thread cutting that I wouldn't mind trying to do. And so we got to get the lathe up and running. Right here is the 80-tooth gear that I was talking about that I printed out. It actually looks pretty darn good. Here's the bad one. So if you look at the two, they aren't very far off. The printed gear is going to need a little cleanup. The teeth are misshapen in a few spots. The center hole is not perfectly round. There's some issues with it, and those issues are because of the 3D printer. So I'm going to have to work on that. But in essence, we're replacing this gear. The reason why this gear got broken is because I didn't maintain my machine very well, and this support on the lead screw seized up because I didn't grease it. And so it seized up, and it caused the sacrificial plastic gear to get destroyed. And so here we are. I got multiple things to do on the lathe to fix it, but this is the first one I chose to do. And then earlier you saw the hand wheels, so I have to get those cast in sand. I also have to print out a few other parts. This piece right here I'm going to have to design and print out. This lead screw this screw will have to come out and get straightened. I think it's a little bent, and so all that's going to have to get fixed as well, which is in progress. But for today, we are looking at this gear right here. We're looking at making this gear work on this lathe. So first step is I'm going to measure this right here. This is where this plastic gear goes. I'm going to measure this and see how big it is, because I need that to fit inside that hole. And so I got to find a reamer or something to resize that hole to fit that diameter. So I'm going to stop it for a minute and do a little looking, and then I'll be right back. Okay, here's what I come up with. Couldn't really find anything the right size, so I figured it's just plastic. I could probably turn the lathe by hand and get some material out of it to get it to work. So I'm going to try that. But if you look, you can always see a little bit of it peeled away just from turning it a little bit. That is a small boring bar. I ground it one time to try to get this to work. But you can see what I have to do to get this lathe to do anything for me. And so this is how I'm turning the carriage, which is a pain in the butt. So I really want to get that working. But anyways, right now we're just tackling this one job. So I'm going to work on this for a minute and see if I can get it better or get some material moved out of it. It's just plastic, and the only reason why it's not fitting is because the printer isn't all that great, and it didn't print a perfect hole. so I have to make it better. So I'll bring you back when I get that cut out a little bit. Okay guys, we got it cleaned out. I used the lathe and just turned the lathe by hand, and I was able to take a little bit of that material out of there, and now it'll go on. There it is. Spins nice and everything. So now we're going to work on getting it all put back together and see if the gear will actually move the lead screw and not break. And hey, I have no idea if this is going to work or not. So I actually need to clean up those teeth a little bit. I think I'll find a file and I'll show you that a little bit, and then we'll go from there. Alright, here's what I did. I found this file in my stuff, and I just ran it through each tooth a little bit to try to get some of that out of there. There's still some crap left in there, but it's just loose plastic. It's nothing really bad. But all I did was I took this and I just ran it through each gear, each tooth, like so. It's real light, nothing hard, and I ran it through each one. So that part's fixed. So I got the whole board out to fit that shaft, and then we're going to slide it on there and line it up with these gears and start putting the lathe back together to see if it's going to work. So let me go ahead and stick this gear on there. It goes just like that. It just slides onto there. It being plastic, oh, it's made out of PLA also, which I've never really tried, but I did see a video of a guy using a plastic gear that he printed out. It's trying to, there we go. Alright, it's on there. We're going to put the clip back on there, which it's one of these. We're just going to set that right on there like so, and just kind of hangs there. And I mean, I'm saying that it's turning good and it looks right. So we're going to go ahead and work on putting the rest of it back together. So we got that gear on there. We got this pulley to put on there. It's keyed as well. It just slides right on there. Just like that. See, it slides on. The belt is right there. And then we got this span, this nut that just threads on there. And that was just snugged down. I used this screwdriver hammer and I just tighten it up just snug. Doesn't need to be tight. I'm figuring out this whole, unfortunately I'm figuring out this whole video thing, but using my phone isn't the best thing, is it? So I got the gear on there. I reamed the hole out. This is, again, this is a 3D printed gear out of PLA, blue PLA, and I got the pulley back on, the gear's on, and I'm tightening up the pulley. Alright, pulley's tightened up. The gear's still moving pretty good. It looks good. Alright, so now we need to get this guy back on there. And he went right here. Or no, he didn't go right there. This one went on this. Sorry about that. Actually, I believe that stays there. And then, oh, well, there it is. Okay, I remember now. And then this big gear, it had this washer behind it, and it went on this little T-nut right here. And it just slid right on there. And it's in there. Oh, maybe I got it backwards. Let's see. How did this go in there? I think that's it right there. So it was hitting that and that. So that needs to come back up here. And I better stop you before you quit recording on me. I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm excited. It's back together. Everything's adjusted where it should be. I have it on the middle gear. I have power feed again. So that, like I said, that operates my power feed. That is the gear that drives the power feed. And it is working. I'm going to move the cross slide over a little. And we'll turn it on and let you see that it is, the lead screw is turning, and I'm enabled to, I can engage the half nut and it works. I'm not going to run it very long because I have to clean and lube the machine, but I just wanted you to be able to see that it is on, and the gear's on there and it is working. So here we go. I'm going to turn it on for you. It'll be a little noisy. I'm going to let you see the half nut engaged and the cross slide turning. I got a project to make a threaded shaft with some unusual threads. I'm not sure I'm gonna make a video on that one though, because that one's gonna take some concentration. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to go into the house and cool off because it's pretty humid out here, and we'll talk to you later. Can you believe it? A 3D printed gear out of PLA. Now, who knows how long it's going to last? If anybody's tried this, how long did theirs last? It's just PLA is all it is. I could see it lasting a little while. I swear I saw a video of a guy that made one, and it lasted him a year, he said, and it was still going strong. So if this one lasts a year, that'd be great. And I'll tell you, it was probably a hell of a lot cheaper to replace it that way than it was to buy one. I didn't calculate the cost, but I know it was cheap to print that. Again, there's the old one. You can see the teeth are in pretty poor shape. And like I said, it was my fault, being negligent, not taking care of my machine. So I think the next video, we're just going to take the time. We're going to go ahead and set up I'm going to find my tripod, and we're going to set up a tripod, and we're just going to clean the machine up. Now that the power feed is working, which I haven't had the power feed working for years. It's going to be nice. I'll be able to do some real turning again, which I'm happy about. So there it is again, one more time. It's on there. It works. It all works. Everything works like it's supposed to be. We're going to get her all cleaned up and lubed up, and get her working a lot smoother than she is right now, because she hasn't been run that much. This little mill, this little lathe has made a lot of parts, and I've probably had it for 25 years. So it's going to be fixed up, and I'm going to get those hand wheels replaced, and I'm going to fix that cross slide. And I got a project. I thought I would say buy one more time, and being my first video, I'm not too sure how it all works, but I'm figuring it out. Please like and subscribe and hit the bell, and I hope everybody looks forward to my next video. Thank you.